Hello, everyone. Welcome to an edition of Thezalbee Talks Free. First off, I'd like to say I'm very sorry. I am still sick, but I really want to get my opinion out there on this whole Palworld Pokemon shenanigans going on here. Only for mainly my friends. If you're out there in the world and you're watching this and you don't know who I am, I'm Thezalbee. I am the self-proclaimed most handsome Nuzlocker in the world, as you can tell by his gorgeous face. I know I'm not. It's just a funny thing I say. Peach Owl said he's the greatest and best Pokemon Nuzlocker in the world. I say I'm the most handsome Nuzlocker. It's just a funny little thing. But yes, I have been playing Pokemon for many a year. I've been Nuzlocking, I've been shiny hunting, I've been playing through the main games, I'm playing through the side games, all that stuff. And this community is, I have seen a lot of toxic communities growing up, especially coming from the Dota 2 community and the League communities and Counter-Strike and Valorant and all that other stuff where it's just toxicity. But the fact that I see the vitriol between the Pokemon community right now and the Palworld community is something that I have, you don't see it very often. You only see it when it comes out is when a new game comes out in this game, in this world of Pokemon. Usually when a new generation comes out. But the only thing you could really say negatively about these new games is they're just not polished. Now, I really wish I could say that I knew why they weren't polished. I really wish I could say that they were a little bit more polished when they came out, but I don't play games for polish. Be 100% honest with you guys. I don't play games that are polished all the time. I haven't. I don't like graphics in video games. I'm not a sound person. I'm not a visual person. I'm mainly here for, gameplay mechanics. And the fact that I'm hearing everyone just lay on Pokemon for being mid, as a person who's played Pokemon for since I was in elementary school, growing up, I've never seen Pokemon as mid ever. I've always seen Pokemon as one of my favorite game franchises growing up. It's always been like Super Mario and Pokemon growing up with me. Those are probably the two games I will always constantly come back to. And as you can tell on this channel, those are two games I consistently randomize and have fun with every single day. Now, the reason why I wanted to shoot this was because I wanted to get that ahead of everyone and be like, hey, this is where I'm at in my perspective. I'm at the perspective of I hold Pokemon way up here on a silver pedestal. I wouldn't even say a silver, I'd say like a golden, godly pedestal of video game franchises that can do wrong and does do wrong with a lot of things. But something that I will always go back to and be, hey, you know what? I may not agree with, them not polishing their games, them kind of having a little bit worse of a graphic engine and not optimizing the games correctly. I'm not a video game developer. I'm not a video game coder. I don't make video games. I just play them. And I can tell you this right now, every single time I play a Pokemon game, every single Pokemon game that I've played, from the mainline franchise to the actual side games, I've always had fun with. Pokemon Snap, like fuck it, like. I'm over the minute that I could cuss now. Fucking Pokemon Snap, dude, is one of the best games because you're just sitting there taking pictures of Pokemon. And I'm hearing people be like, Pokemon never innovates on anything. They just have regular gameplay, all this other stuff. It's a JRPG, folks. It is literally a Japanese role-playing game. I don't know if I can say that anymore. I might get canceled for saying that. But it's a JRPG. It's a turn-based game, if you want to put it that much. Okay. You sit there, you level up, you grind your Pokemon, you battle against other players. That's a gameplay mechanic. That's a gameplay loop constantly. I have played every single generation. There have been some generations where it's been a lull, but every single generation that has come with Pokemon has technically, I would feel, and I've seen, innovated on top of each other. They've given up some things in the end, and they put new things in. Recently with the Switch games, we've had Dynamaxing from Sword and Shield. Double Pokemon's HP, gave them a new moveset, may do different designs for older Pokemon. Charizard got a new form. Every single time Charizard's got to get a new form, Pikachu's got to get a new form, right? With the newest Switch game, Scarlet and Violet, we got what do you call it? Oh my god, what's it called? Terrestrializing. There you go. Where you can change typings, and it can be either defensive or offensively. And these are gameplay mechanics that are being changed constantly. They make competitive gaming so much cooler because you can play with almost any single Pokemon nowadays. And where they're at right now with the Pokemon franchise, I would feel is a good apex peak for a lot of competitive gaming, because you can take a lot of these teams in there and beat a lot of these meta teams. But again, I'm not a very good competitive player. We've seen that on this channel as well. I'm not the best competitive player. I am one of those players who goes back and plays through ROM hacks and fan-made games of Pokemon. And I can tell you this one thing right now with Pokemon. Hey, stop making more Pokemon, because you're making Radical Red very, very top heavy with Pokemon. Making Pokemon games like Radical Red and all these other like Roe games needing more Pokemon to be put in their games, because that's what everyone wants. They want the new Pokemon in their games. From the franchise, I myself would love to just have an old school Pokemon game where you could just go around and let's go Johto or something like that. Let's go Johto, where you can go around and actually go back and play the first two generations. I'm a Gen 2 guy. As I've been playing Nuzlocke and randomizers and map randomizers and all this other crap, I've learned to love Gen 3 as much as the next person. And I've learned how to play without the physical special split. And it's one of my favorite times in that game. That for myself, actually, in contrast to what I have right now in the current gameplay, that is the peak, which was Generation 2 and Generation 1, because of what I've been playing with when it comes to randomizers, when it comes to just replaying those old games over and over again. That's kind of my Pokemon spiel. All right, that's, again, I rant. This is what this is. This is a fucking rant. Okay, you come to this channel, you watch me talk. I don't even know if I'm gonna put any gameplay over this, or if it's just me talking. Who knows? I'm just gonna talk. But let's get into Palworld. Right now, Palworld is it's being divisive right now, mainly between the Pokemon fans and the the Palworld fans, because it's supposed to be Pokemon with guns. What this is, actually, if you really want to think about it, is Ark with cute animals. That's all it is. It's just Ark with cute animals, man. Like, Pokemon has really barely anything to do with it. Like you can go to Shin Megami Tensei, and you could have horned demons with giant horned cocks. If you haven't played Shin Megami Tensei game, I encourage you to go play Persona. They have those types of enemies in there. You have Dragon Quest with the cute little slimes. You have Monster Rancher games from back in the day too. You have Digimon. These, I would say, if you want a better comparison to what Ark has in it, or not Ark, Palworld has in it, I would go more akin toward Digimon, to be honest with you. Why aren't we comparing to Digimon? Because Digimon isn't a very popular franchise now, right? What video game from the past few even decades, I've been old for the past few decades, what Pokemon or what Digimon game from the past like 10 years can you remember that's actually good and decent? You can't. If you really want a good Digimon game, if the Digimon people, I don't know who owns Digimon anymore. I don't even know who actually owns it. If you want them to make an actual good video game, they should be the ones taking from what Palworld is doing and incorporating that into a Digimon game. Maybe not the guns and shooting things, but taking an actual survival game in Digimon and putting it into a Digimon game. That'd be the best game for Digimon. Oh my god, imagine, because if you think about how Digimon was, it was kids falling into a digital world and they had to survive. They had to survive against people like Devilmon and Leomon and the who's the ape? Who's the gorilla? I remember who Gorillamon was. I'll put a picture of him right here. But that guy. The guy I think they got their crests. The Digidestin got their crest for. That seems like a video game that you could actually have. And have those survival incorporations in there. And eat the Digimon. And cook the Digimon. And fight the Digimon. And all this other stuff. And find evil Digidestin to play against. That seems like the type of game that you should be wanting to compare this to make a better game. You shouldn't be comparing Pokemon to Ark. Because in the Pokemon world, we all know Pokemon are nice to each other. Or at least nowadays. Nowadays they're nice to each other. Back in Arceus times, not so much. But you have a video game franchise of Digimon, which would be a better comparison to Palworld. I understand why you aren't comparing the Digimon franchise to Palworld. Again, it's because the Digimon franchise is not as popular as Pokemon. Pokemon brings a certain fan base along with it. Ark brings a certain fan base along with it. And you have a giant Venn diagram of what you want. But that's my little rant about Digimon and this game. But Palworld, I've been playing it for I think like 6 or 7 hours. I still haven't gotten past the damn first boss yet. I don't know how the hell I'm gonna get past the first boss. I'll probably play it on the channel within the next couple of days once the actual voice recovers and my throat recovers from coughing so much. But I'm enjoying it mainly because I enjoy the survival games. I enjoy going around scavenging for items and building things, crafting. I have that something wrong in my head where I enjoy crafting stupid buildings and making everything look perfect and neat. Then the creature catching aspect of it, of catching the pals or the Pokemon like people, is fun. You don't really battle as much as you say. You can throw your pal out there. And again, this game is in early access. So everything could change. The Pokemon, the pals can change. The types of environments can change. Everything can change in this game because it literally just sold, I think, like over 4 million units within the past couple weeks, or within the past couple days, I should say, not even weeks, a couple days. So everything could change, or they could just scam us all and they could all just cut and run and just make a new game, which would be very bad for us in the very end because we're all talking all this good stuff about Palworld, and they could just cut and run. Who knows? But when it comes to like survival games like this, where you're base building, it does unlock a certain thing in my head where I enjoy it. It's still in very early access. It's not the best polished game. But the mechanics you can kind of see are there for catching the pals, fighting the pals. There's raids, not like Pokemon raids, or not like even like, you know, oh god, that was a burp. There's raids in there, not like Pokemon raids where you go into raid den and you fight Pokemon. But it's just more or less a one-on-one with a boss encounter, if you want to call it that. They're like the gym leaders, kind of the franchise. The comparisons I see to Pokemon and Palworld isn't very justified as much as it is to Ark and Legend of Zelda. I swear to you, every single time I find something in Palworld and it makes a little jingle, I think of Legend of Zelda. So this game is pretty much the literal just yoink and twist of video games. Shout out to Ludwig, because of course. But it's literally just the yoink and twist of a lot of these video game franchises, from Ark to Pokemon to Monster Rancher to Shin Megami to Legend of Zelda and the Breath of the Wild series. All these games are just culminated into this one game, which is why it hooks a lot of people in there. You can sit there and craft. You can sit there and put your pals to work. It does have a system where you put your pals on the base itself. I think I currently have 8 pals on my base. They're currently working simultaneously. There actually is a elemental system in it too, to where you can have Pokemon, or you can have pals. Welcome to how the internet's being treated right now. You can have internet. God damn it. Oh, I hate being sick so much. You would have pals working on certain things because they have certain traits. There's a lot of things under the hood here that are in base building games, but instead of people, they replace them with pals. You have a lot of things here that are underneath the hood here that are in a lot of base building games, where you have your pals actually work for you, and they are able to do certain tasks, such as those little fox dudes, little fire fox dudes that are kind of like a little akin to like a Vulpix or something like that, right? Where it will flash fire, that you can forge things. They have little sheep dudes that you can go and gather. They can go gather things that other pals mine and craft and all this other stuff. So you can have them. You have chickens lay eggs. You have the pals cook for you. You have pals do pretty much anything you need them to. They can construct for you, and that's pretty much all they're there for. All they're really there for on the base is, and also the other thing too that I dislike, but I'm kind of glad is there, because it kind of makes you want to go back to your base and ensure that like you have protection for it. They have like raids of these evil pals and the syndicate that come and raid your base. They kind of get a little bit frustrating, where you're just like, oh, I just want to sit here and build. I don't want to have to sit here and defend. But it's a gameplay mechanic. I can't really knock them on it that much. I just have to learn how to, I just, you just build traps around your base and everything's fine. Your pals automatically go into offensive mode. So it's not like you have to actually do anything with it, but they'll just automatically defend their base. Goddamn, when you're ranting and you're sick, it is the worst thing in the world because you're just wanting to talk over and over again. I don't even know where these edits are going to be half the damn time. But yeah, so all in all, hey guys in Pokemon community, just chill out, relax. Pokemon and Game Freak and Nintendo aren't going to change their mainline franchise just because of Palworld. All right, it sucks. Sometimes you might feel it's going to suck, but whatever Generation 10 comes along and whatever gameplay mechanic comes in Gen 10, unless they bring back Mega Evolutions, you guys are going to fucking complain. I know you guys are. But in the meanwhile, I'm going to sit back, enjoy my Nuzlocking, enjoy my ROM hacks, enjoy my fan-made games, enjoy my spin-off games like Legends Arceus, which Legends Arceus with a base building mechanic like Palworld has, I can see that doing very well. If Game Freak wants to yoink that from Palworld and base building games and put that into Legends Arceus, a Legend Arceus type of game from way back in the day, not in like these current modern times, because I feel like a current modern Pokemon franchise doesn't need base building. We already have Pokemon centers, we have all this other stuff, but if you put an actual Pokemon survival game out there set in the Arceus or Legends, whatever it is, in the actual like Legends canon, that's where I could see Pokemon taking from Palworld and actually implementing that. And you could even have your Pokemon still do menial tasks. You could have Machokes and Machops. You could have fighting Pokemon. Think of everything like how I play in Pokemon Wilds. When I think of Pokemon Wilds and I see a game like Palworld, Pokemon Wilds would be great in a type of game like that if you just had that in a 3D environment such as Pokemon Legends, where you can sit there and actually build a base inside the actual Pokemon world itself. And you have fighting types. You could have grass types doing sowing work or in the sowing fields with seeds. You have a Bulbasaur sitting there leech seeds or spreading out like leech seeds and spores and stuff like that. You have a shaman. Is that what it's called? Yeah, shaman. A shaman like pretty much like sowing the seeds and making them grow. You have like legendary Pokemon over there trying to come in and burn your base down as like disasters in the world. That would be a great game to play. I would love to play that kind of game. And maybe, you know what? The popularity of Palworld will maybe shape the next Legends game. I don't know how far it is in development or if they're even developing it. We don't even know what Game Freak's really developing or with the Pokemon franchise. At least I don't. If you guys know out there, feel free to comment down below. I'll take the engagement on how much I'm wrong and how much I'm an idiot and how much I'm a Gen 1er and all this other stuff. But we'll see. We'll see what Game Freak takes us. Like, we'll see what they want to learn from it, what they don't want to learn from it. I definitely know that Game Freak will not put in semi-automatic guns on Pokemon. I'm not going to see Pikachu with a Rambo-style headband and an AK-47 mowing down Meowths. All right, I know I'm not going to see that. All right, I don't want to see that. I don't want to see that personally. You know why? Because I don't come for Pokemon for that. I come to Pokemon for the turn-based games. All right, that's why I go to Pokemon. I go to Pokemon for battle mechanics. I don't go to Pokemon for graphics. I don't go for Pokemon for a storyline or anything like that. I go to Pokemon because I want to just play the game. I want to have to think. That is the one criticism I will take and have for Scarlet and Violet, for this current goddamn Pokemon game that is made for children is that it's too easy, right? You take a Fuecoco, you evolve it all the way up to Crocodile. Oh my god, what's it called? Is it Crocodile? Whatever the last evolution of Fuecoco is. You put that, and you could actually solo the entire game pretty much with that Pokemon. So, especially with a good Terra type. Give a grass type, big defensive, or put a water type on it. Put a water type Terra on it, you're fine. All right. You can solo the entire game with a goddamn Fuecoco. But that's kind of the end of the rant. That's it. That's all I'm talking about. I've been talking for 27 straight minutes. I'm also still dying. I don't know how many coughs are in this. I don't even know how much I want to edit this. Oh God, I have to edit this so fucking much. But I just want to get my opinions out there. I'm slightly enjoying Palworld. It's got its hooks in me, but I really would like to play with that actually other people. I know Jackie just currently bought it. I want to see how it is building a base with her. I think we might do that. We might do that tonight. But we'll see. But anyway, I'm Thezalbee. I rant about certain things. I just want to sit here and talk about Pokemon and how much I enjoy it. Because I've seen way too much of this fucking community Discord bullshit of everyone wanting to kill each other over this Palworld crap. And calling the Pokemon games mid. They're not mid. They're great. They're great games. Gen 10 is going to come out with the next, I think, probably 2 years or so. And we're all going to have the same exact arguments over and over again. All right. If you want a good Pokemon game, go buy Legends Arceus. That's a great game. That's a great Pokemon game right there for this current generation. All right. If you want to play the mainline Pokemon games because they look bad, they look all this other crap, blah blah, go play Legends Arceus, or heck, even go back and play Pokemon Emerald. Go download a fan-made game. Go download a ROM hack. Go support the ROM hack community. I will always support the ROM hack community because of what they do for these video games. All right. I will also go play the vanilla version of Pokemon Crystal, Pokemon Red, Pokemon Yellow. I will still go back and play these games over and over again because they're great Pokemon games. No Pokemon game down the line has ever just been bad. Straight up. That's it. That's all I'm going to say for that one. They've never been just terrible. The mainline games have never just been terrible. I've always bought them. I've always played them. They've always been great games. All right. This community has done enough slandering of the mainline games. And we really just need to come back together and enjoy these fucking games. So take it from a 34-year-old adult who records in the basement with Legos and Pokemon shit behind him. Fucking enjoy your goddamn games. Play them and just have fun. All right. If you enjoy this, please leave a like. Comment is to just give me shit for this whole entire rant, but I love these games. I love Palworld. I love all games. You give me good gameplay mechanics, I'll sit there and play your damn games. All right. You give me a good ROM hack, I'll sit there and play the ROM hack. If it's a terrible one, I'm not gonna play it. I played the entire game where I play as a Farfetch'd. A fucking Farfetch'd. You know why? Because it was fucking fun. And it was in Pokemon. So, if you enjoy this, I'll be here. Enjoy the video. Enjoy the other videos. Enjoy Nuzlocke. Enjoy the Pokemon franchise. Enjoy everything. For right now, I'm Thezalbee. I'll see you guys all next time. Bye, everybody.